Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome one and all to the Town of Penfield and Town Hall for this very important and happy occasion. My name is Matt Rich, and I am the town leader of the Penfield Republican Committee. It is my honor to act as Master of Ceremonies for tonight's proceedings. First, I would ask all in attendance to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd ask all to please remain standing momentarily, and I'd ask you to please keep in your thoughts and prayers our dedicated first responders in law enforcement, the fire service, and the ambulance corps. We ask the Almighty to keep them safe and strong as they serve our community. Thank you, and please be seated. To all guests, family, friends, thank you for being here tonight and supporting our newly elected public servants as they embark upon their terms, whether it be their very first or their fourth, as in the case of our town clerk and our town justice. Before we proceed any further, I would like to initially briefly acknowledge the service of two outgoing members of our town government. The first is Councilman Andy Moore, who after many years of dedicated service to the town of Penfield has retired from his role on the town board. Andy continues to serve the citizens of our community as the director of the Frederick Douglass Greater Rochester International Airport. We thank Andy for everything he has done over the years for the town of Penfield and its citizens. We also pause to acknowledge the distinguished career of outgoing Supervisor Tony LaFountain. Over 12 years as supervisor and many years of public service prior to that, including serving as a county legislator, Tony has set the standard for all to follow in terms of visionary leadership, fiscal discipline, and constituent service. I believe that as time goes on, we will all find ourselves asking at critical decision points, what would Tony do? That's a testament to the respect our entire town, its government, and its citizens has for Tony. We wish him a long and happy retirement with his family, and we hope he will not be a stranger in these halls and around town. So now we turn to this evening's main event, the swearing-in ceremonies of our elected officials. We first start with Town Justice James P. Mulley, Jr. We ask Judge Mulley to come forward to take the oath of office for his fourth term as Penfield Town Judge. Joining us tonight to swear in Justice Mulley is the Honorable William K. Taylor, Justice of the Supreme Court and the Chief Administrative Judge for the 7th Judicial District. Your Honors. Right there, and Judge Taylor, you'll stand at that far line, and Judge Mulley right there.
Are your family coming up with the Bible?
Your Honor, do you need the oath of office? Do you have that prepared?
I have it. Thank you very much, Counsel. Appreciate it. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James P. Mulley, Jr.
I, James P. Mulley, Jr.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I would faithfully discharge the duties.
Of the office of Penfield Town Justice.
Of the office of Penfield Town Justice.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Judge Mulley.
Good evening. This is an occasion for thank yous. It's not easy to know where to begin. and it's even more difficult to know where to end. But I will start by thanking my friend Judge Bill Taylor. I'm grateful that he was here to administer the oath to me tonight. Judge Taylor's wife, Kim, was elected to Pittsburgh Town Council in November. We were concerned that the dates of the swearing-in ceremonies might conflict. Happily, her swearing-in is tomorrow, so Bill was able to avoid the awkward conversation when he informed his wife that he was not going to be able to attend her swearing-in because he chose to be here instead. I have known Judge Taylor since he was a college student. I watched him excel as a district attorney, a law clerk, county attorney, justice of the Supreme Court, and now administrative judge for the 7th Judicial District and 8-county region. When I first met Judge Taylor, he would tell people, Jim Mulley is like an older brother to me. Later, he changed that to Jim is like an uncle to me. At a recent event we attended together, he told people that I was like a grandfather to him. That's okay, Bill. My favorite people call me Grandpa. And I thank you for being here tonight. It means a lot to me. I want to recognize the Penfield elected officials being sworn in tonight. Town Supervisor Marie Cinti, Town Board members Bob Ockenden and Candace Lee, and Town Clerk Amy Steklof. I offer my sincere congratulations to each of you. They each bring integrity and competence to the position. I was fortunate to run with them. And Matt Rich, I want to thank you and the committee for getting us to the finish line. Amy, this is the 4th time we've run together on a ticket. The town is fortunate to have someone with your experience to be serving again. I will be honored to swear you in tonight. This will also be the 2nd time I've had the privilege of swearing in Bob Ockenden. Bob served on the town board in 2021 and demonstrated how valuable his background and experience is in resolving the issues that will be coming before the town board. I know Candace Lee well. She was a member of the district attorney's office assigned to Penfield Town Court, and I know she will bring the same energy and smarts that she displayed in town court to the town board. Bob Ockenden, Candace Lee, joining Debbie Draw and Linda Cole. That's an impressive board, and I wish you all well. We have a new supervisor, Marie Cinti. I've had several conversations with Marie during the campaign and transition about the court and the town, and I know she's ready to serve. And I do want to, if I may join in Matt Rich in recognizing our former town supervisor, Tony LaFountain. Tony, would you stand up, please? And I would also ask George Wiedemer to stand up. And is Chan here tonight? I don't know. I didn't see Chan Philbrick. Okay. Well, gentlemen, stand up, George. You've each had a profound impact on our community. And we owe you a debt of gratitude. Penfield has a rich history of professionalism, competence, and transparency, and I have every confidence that Marie Cinti will continue that tradition. Thank you, gentlemen. Next, I want to thank my colleagues at Town Court. I've been involved in the court system for more than 35 years now. The last 2 years have been some of the most challenging. There have been major changes and significant changes in law. And of course, COVID has wreaked havoc on the court system like every other system. I could not have a more capable person to work through these challenges with me than my co-judge, Paula Metzler. She's here tonight. I'm lucky to have you as a colleague. Judge Metzler and I are both grateful for the many contributions of our talented and hardworking court clerks. Serving as town justice have been the most rewarding and fulfilling experience of my professional career, and I look forward to the next 4 years. Finally, my family, my wife Jean, daughters Ann and Kim, sons-in-law AJ and Brian, my grandson Joey and granddaughter Allison are here. Jean keeps me grounded. When I had to decide whether or not to seek another 4-year term, we had a very short conversation when she turned to me and said, well, you're not going to just sit home every day. So based on that, I decided I better run again. Jean's an extraordinary woman. She's devoted to her family. She's devoted to her work. She works with those individuals and families struggling with Alzheimer's disease, caring and compassionate. And Jean and I have been blessed with 2 daughters, and I'm proud that both Ann and Kim share the best qualities of their mother. They know better than anyone that it is the highest compliment I can offer. I'm proud of you both. I looked at photos of prior ceremonies. As Matt mentioned, this is my 4th, and they really mark the years. In 2010, my wife, Jean, daughters Ann and Kim, and son-in-law AJ were in the photograph. 4 years later, the family's all there, and I'm holding my first grandson, Jack. It's an image I display in my office, and it's one that I'll always treasure. By 2018, Joey had joined us, and he's here tonight, my boy. And now in 2022, we've added my beautiful granddaughter, Allison, welcomed my son-in-law and everyone's favorite uncle, Brian, to the group. And had we waited a few more months, we could have included my fourth grandchild. My daughter Kim and Brian are expecting in June. And I want to recognize, I hope the group recognizes Ann and AJ. I mentioned my first grandson, Jack, and as a tribute to him, Ann and AJ were the brains and the energy behind what is now Jack's place in Rothfuss Park. And I hope you and your families enjoy that beautiful park. And it really is a tribute to my son-in-law, AJ, my daughter, Ann, and the rest of my family who worked so hard on that project. So I just want to thank them for that. I said Kim and Brian are expecting, and it'll be my fourth. I guess it would be 5 if you count Judge Taylor in there. I know I'm blessed to have you all in my life, and I thank you for always being there for me. My final thank you is to all of you here for allowing me the opportunity to recognize and thank some very special people. Thank you.
We now welcome forward Town Clerk Amy Steklof to be sworn in for her 4th term in this critical role in our town government. To do the honors is Penfield Town Justice Jim Mulley. Amy.
Would you raise your right hand? I, Amy Steklof, do solemnly swear
I, Amy Steklof, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Penfield Town Clerk
the office of Penfield Town Clerk
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here today. It's really a great crowd. I'm really pleased to see everyone out and about in this very, very cold weather. I want to thank Jim Mulley for swearing me in this evening. I've known Jim and his family for a very long time, and so that makes you swearing me in, Jim, that much more special. Thanks to my husband, Kevin, and my children, Michael, Jason, and Jessica, and the rest of my family and friends for being there for me and supporting me in everything I do. I have a few other members here. My niece Madeline is here, and my niece Lisa is here, and my great nephew is here as well. I love you all. To our town employees, thank you for your hard work and dedication to our town and for your continuous support and friendship. And I have my assistant deputy clerk, Sue Scheid, here today, and our tax receiver, Chris Lysak, is here as well. And thank you to all of our elected and appointed town officials for all of your support and for all you do for the town of Penfield. Thank you also to Penfield Republican Committee for your support. It is very much appreciated. And Matt Rich, thank you for your support and great leadership as Penfield's Republican town leader. And I would be remiss to not mention Dick Horowitz, a longtime family friend and someone that we very much look up to every day. I'm honored to be an elected official in the town of Penfield and feel privileged taking the oath of office in my hometown for the 4th time alongside our very dedicated elected officials. We all work tirelessly to make the town of Penfield the very best place to live. It is an honor and a privilege to serve the residents of Penfield, and I promise to continue maintaining an atmosphere of warmth and friendliness, and will continue, as always, to provide the very best customer service to the Penfield community and our very deserving residents. I thank everyone who supported my reelection, and I look forward to serving the needs of our residents for the next 4 years. Thank you.
We next call forward Town Councilman Robert Ockenden, re-elected to embark on his first full term of service after having completed a year on the town board. Again, please welcome Penfield Town Justice Jim Mulley to swear in Bob.
Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, please. I, Robert Ockenden,
I, Robert Ockenden,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Penfield Town Council
of the office of Penfield Town Council
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Leader Rich asked me if I had anything to say tonight. I told him I had 5 or 10 minutes to go, but he said I had 2 minutes. So I told him I'd yield my time to others, considering this is the third swearing in 24 months that I've been pleased to be a part of. That dawned on me driving here tonight. I said, that's 3 times in 24 months that I've been lucky enough to be sworn in here. So the first time I spoke a lot, second time a little bit less. So tonight's going to be brief, but it is all about the thanks, as Judge Mulley indicated. So let me start by saying thank you to my sister Mary, who stepped in tonight and is pinch hitting for my wife Colleen, who was unable to be here. So thank you. I appreciate that. With me tonight also is my nephew John Regis, who just finished his time with the Marine Corps and is back here locally for now. Thank you. And John was happened to be here during the first swearing in. He was in town and was able to make that one. So again, appreciate that. But thank you to Judge Mulley for administering the oath tonight. I do appreciate that. Some more thank yous. Let's see. It should be noted too, last year's swearing in ceremony was performed over Zoom. And that was with the assistance of Judge Metzler. I think that is a first, so we have something to hang our hat on, that we were the first to do that, and hopefully maybe the last, if with any kind of luck. So again, thank you to Judge Metzler. But I've enjoyed serving the town the past 2 years. I do want to say thank you to Supervisor LaFountain and Councilman Moore for all that you've accomplished over your years here serving the residents of Penfield. I appreciate all the knowledge and guidance that you have provided to me. There's an awful lot to learn in this role. I think I've only scratched the surface in the last 2 years. There's a lot more to definitely learn, but you guys were very much an asset, and I appreciate that, so thank you. Thank you to Council Members Cole and Draw for your support over the last 2 years. I look forward to working with our newest board members, Supervisor Cinti and Councilmember Lee. There is an awful lot of work still on the table to be done as we move forward, but I'm confident this group is up for that task. Thank you to Town Clerk Steklof for all your support since I joined the board. And again, the fine staff that supports us every day here with the town across all the departments. You guys are truly outstanding. We couldn't do it without you. So again, thank you. That's all I have for tonight. So thanks. Appreciate it.
Next, we welcome forward Town Councilwoman and my dear friend and colleague, Candace Lee. Candace is embarking upon her career in public service with this, her first term on the Penfield Town Board. We invite our friend John Reformat, Esquire, to administer the oath of office to Councilwoman Lee.
This beautiful family has the Bible, right?
Dad.
We'll do the best we can.
All right. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I, Candace Lee,
I, Candace Lee,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of
Don't promote me yet.
town board member
And that I will faithfully
Council.
discharge the duties of town board member
in the town of Penfield, New York,
in the town of Penfield, New York,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, John, for participating tonight and for your years of mentorship and friendship. I'm here also, as you saw, finagling our 4 sons. Josiah is our eldest, Francis, Thomas, and Micah, and we have our 5th. They say it's a girl this time, but I'm expecting a boy due in March, and my one husband, Stephen. So clearly, I didn't think I had enough to keep me busy during the day, so I jumped at the chance to serve as board member, but I look forward to this opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, it is my tremendous honor and pleasure to welcome my dear friend Marie Cinti forward to take the oath as the 42nd Supervisor of the town of Penfield. Marie, don't jump the gun quite yet. Marie, your success and good fortune is now Penfield's success and good fortune. May God bless you with the wisdom, vision, and compassion necessary to lead our town and the wonderful people that call it home. Knowing you and having worked with you for these many years, I am absolutely certain that you are the person best suited to lead Penfield into 2022 and well beyond. Here to administer the oath of office to Supervisor Cinti is Penfield Town Justice Paula Metzler. Marie.
Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I, Marie Cinti,
I, Marie Cinti,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Penfield Town Supervisor
the duties of the office of Penfield Town Supervisor
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Judge Metzler, for swearing me in tonight, and thank you to all of you for being here this evening. I am filled with gratitude and excited to begin serving the town of Penfield. This does remind me of a moment with my daughter, Julia, a few years ago. We were driving to school one morning, and she mentioned to me that one of her friends had asked her what her mother does. and I am not kidding, her answer was, "My mother doesn't do much. She sits around and plays with the cat all day." Julia, I hope that tonight you have a much better answer to that question. There is a long list of people who have a part in bringing me here to this evening. I want to extend my gratitude, first of all, to those who organized tonight's ceremony, the members of PC TV, Lisa Grosser, Matt Rich, and I'd like to thank our staff at the Department of Public Works for getting the Town Hall auditorium ready for tonight. You might not know it, but this was all in pieces last week, and they worked over the weekend to get it ready for tonight's swearing in. So I really want to thank the Jim Kruckman and the facilities team for all they did to get it looking perfect. I'd like to thank Matt and the members of the Penfield Republican Committee for their constant and tireless help during the election. It really, even if you're unopposed, it takes a lot of work to run a campaign, and I really appreciate it. I would like to also thank the past and present town leaders that have provided me so much wisdom from their years of experience. Jan Philbrick, George Wiedemer, and our past and current town board members. I'd also like to thank my fellow election mates, Amy Steklof, Jim Mulley, Candace Lee, and Bob Ockenden. I look forward to serving with all of you. I'd also like to extend a thank you to the town of Penfield staff. They are truly professionals and have made me feel welcome from day one. Their efforts are so appreciated. I'd also like to thank my husband of at least one of my 2 children, Daniel and Julia. Teasing. It was a joke. That have been with me no matter what, cheering me on. And to thank, I have several family members watching from Arizona, from Connecticut, from Florida, hopefully from New Jersey. And so I'd just like to thank them and my friends for their constant encouragement and for being part of this evening. And of course, I can't let a thank you go by without a very heartfelt thank you to Tony LaFountain for his many hours of supervisor school and his efforts to make this transition a seamless one. And lastly, a special thank you needs to be given to those who sat down with me to share their concerns. As some of you know, I've been meeting with people for coffee since February of 2021. And I met with people from all over the community, all ages, all backgrounds, all political beliefs. And I would each ask them the same question: what do you think is the most pressing issue for Penfield? And I got a lot of great answers spanning a lot of different topics. I really want to thank them for their thoughtful consideration of this question, their candor, and their willingness to share their concerns and hopes for the community. Their answers are helping me develop the town's work going forward. And I look forward to sharing our goals and priorities in the near future with all of you. Now, whenever I'm faced with a huge task, I always start by asking myself, what do I know for sure? And then I go from there. I start with the givens. Now, I know for sure that there are 5 questions we have to constantly ask. Now, I didn't, unfortunately, make these up. If I did, I would be on a book tour and not here with you. But a man named James Ryan did. And I thought they were pretty good, so I'm going to share them with you. The first question we should always ask is wait. What? In that precise order, you can focus on an understanding of an issue. Wait, what? And make sure you understand it completely before moving forward. The second question is I wonder. So we should always stay curious. We need to be open to change and to new ideas. The third question is couldn't we at least? Because small steps can add up. Maybe we can't take on everything at once, but we can always do something. How can I help? In order to help this excellent town staff do their best work and to respond to the needs of the community, we always have to ask this question. How can I help? How can I support? And I'll get to the last question in a second. So going on, I know for sure that Penfield comprises 37.9 square miles, and in it there are 39,438 people. I know for sure that Penfield is such a desirable place to live that it is experiencing unprecedented growth. This growth has ripple effects across the community, And we need to be aware of how this growth is affecting things like traffic, open space and land use, how it is impacting infrastructure like roads and sewers, how it is impacting our facilities like senior programs, rec center, courts, and library. Our community must constantly look to balance our growth with our quality of life and our services that we provide. Now, finally, that last question I said I'd get to. The fifth question is what truly matters? And the answer is, I think, very simple. What matters are the 39,438 people in Penfield, each with different ideas, opinions, and backgrounds. The realist in me knows we can't make every person happy every single time. But what truly matters is that with every decision this town board makes, we do it with the guiding principle of doing what is best for Penfield in both the long and short term. I know for sure that we are one Penfield, and I and my fellow town board members look forward to serving you. Thank you.
Thank you one and all for joining us here tonight, whether that be in person or through PCTV. It was truly an honor to have you be a part of this very special evening. I'd like to thank the Omicron variant for canceling this evening's reception. We were supposed to gather after it was over, but due to the ongoing state of the pandemic, the decision was made that in the abundance of caution, we would not go forward with the reception tonight. However, as you leave tonight, we'd ask for one favor from each of you, and that's to keep all of our elected officials and our town staff in your thoughts and prayers as they discharge their duties and do their very best for the citizens of this community every day. We thank you again for being here, and we invite you to join us again on Wednesday night as they get to work, 7 p.m., Town Board Organizational Meeting. All are welcome either in person or to join us over PCTV. Again, thank you for being here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and please have safe travels home as we part company tonight. Thank you.